Yo, what's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Eric Taylor. Again, showing up, finishing my Secrets of the Sun Sign series. I have 2 left, and I'm saving Pisces for last. So today, I am presenting the Sun Sign secrets of, oh yeah, Leo. Leo the lion. Rawr. Oh my goodness, right? Associated with the 5th house, a fixed fire sign, right? It's the 2nd fire sign. Leos really go from about July 22nd, 23rd to, I would say, August 20th. A little bit that 21st again to like 29, 0 degrees, somewhere in that day, okay? So I'm gonna break down the sun, Leo, and some famous folks. And some nice secrets about Leo, okay? So, Leo the lion. Well, the sun, the sun is at home in Leo. So we're not looking at, like in other signs, looking at, for the sun, Sagittarius or Pisces, look at Jupiter. For Scorpio or Aries, look at Mars. No, with Leo, the depositor is the sun. So we're just looking at the sun. The sun is your ego, your pride, your father, your vitality. Part of the personality, right? Sun, moon, rising. Your creativity, your authority, right? It's very self-expressive, your expression. It's creativity, very important for Leos. Entertainment, they come from their hearts, they're very generous. And sorry, that was just the Leo, the sun. Authority, government, like your purpose. Leo, some of the same things, right? It's your creativity. Right? Leo comes from the heart. It can be arrogant and stubborn and prideful. Talking lower vibration. Because it's the king, the regal king and queen. So the sun doesn't like being in certain places, right? With the common people or, late at night in the 4th house around midnight. There's certain places where the sun doesn't feel so comfortable, okay? But when it's in Leo, it's like, I'm home. I'm home. Leo is also, you see a lot of creativity in artists and entertainers, a lot of politicians, right? Because it can rule the stage and it also, can rule politics and more like political discussion and debate. Okay. Leos give the warmest hugs, the women. They just grab you up and embrace you. They're very queeny and regal, right? In most relationships or marriages, Leo women, you're not going to really boss them around. Leos love the spotlight. They love attention, right? They can get kind of flossy with their style and flair, but they also can share the spotlight. Like I said, they're very generous. They like to dress their ladies up. They like to dress their men up. They, like that feeling of sharing creativity and spotlight and adventures with people. Leo's very dramatic, very dynamic, super expressive, and they kind of feel like they're the boss. They are the king, the authority. They don't like to listen to other people's thoughts or opinions often, okay? Let's get into some of the famous people. I mean, we got Barack Obama, President Bill Clinton, President Obama, Tom Brady, Magic Johnson. I know Max Kellerman. Oh gosh, I think you might have Robert De Niro. A bunch of actors are Leos, but Madonna, Whitney Houston, Fat Joe, KRS-One, my favorite MC, KRS-One, my homegirl girl Tanya. I know Jackson and Mateus Taylor, the Taylor twins are Leos. Dated a bunch of Leos. I have other Leos in my family. I know the Leo energy better than most. I live with it every day, okay? So, Mike Greenberg, Greeny on ESPN, him and Max Kellerman, right? Who else? That's a good amount of people. I mean, just think about Magic and Tom Brady, you know, the ultimate like competitors and like coaches and stuff. Oh, Dak Prescott is a Leo as well. So one thing you'll know about Leos is that they like to shine. They have energy that is tenfold. They can be very passionate, intense, creative, very stubborn and fixated, that fixed fire sign. So when Leo locks in on their purpose and what they want to do, they're getting it done. I mean, you think about Clinton, Obama, Magic, you know, they can be type A, but personalities, but they're also very much by any means necessary. You know what I mean? Madonna was going to make the right connections, connect with the right people to get herself and her music and her stuff out there. Right? You tell them they can't do something, oh, they're going to try to prove you wrong because they're very prideful. They have very strong egos. But when they lack self-love, they can be extremely toxic, jealous, arrogant, prideful, vengeful, envious. And Leos can lie. Great liars. And they can be extremely messy. Oh my God, my little boys, whew, wherever they go, there's evidence that they were there. They make a mess. I love them to death, but one thing about Leos, there's a purity. The men and the women, there's a purity inside them that is so sweet, caring, nurturing, but almost vulnerable. You know, they're pure joy. You know, I don't know if you've seen the clips, like when Magic Johnson, when they won his first game, he's jumping up and hugging Kareem. Kareem is like the stern, like Aries is like, all right, dude, whatever. You'd think the Aries would be like all jumping. Nah, it was the Leo. Magic was just like, yeah. And he's like, yo, chill out. It's the first game of the season. You know, but Magic Johnson brought that smile to the Showtime Lakers, and he brings it to business. He brings it to everything he touches. You know, Leos light up a room. They have this constant fountain of, it's not youth, but it's creativity, but possibility. They love what's next. They love what's new. They can be a bit nostalgic, like Taurus and Virgo sometimes, but at the same, and like Cancer, but then they're very forward future thinking, like Aquarius and, you know, like Libra. Like, so there's a perfect balance. But remember with Leos, the key is everything coming from your heart. Now, usually if you have the Leo sun sign, you got to know what house is in. So you hit me up, taylorjucoaching@gmail.com. But yo, I need the birth chizzy. But the house will tell you a lot about the relationship with your father, maybe what your father did for a profession. And then also with Leo, because it is ruled by the sun, you want to know what's conjuncting it, right? Is it Mercury? Is there Saturn or Jupiter? What aspects is it making? What's the trine, right? If you have the Leo sun in the 5th house, well, what's trining it in the 1st and the 9th? What's opposing it in the 11th? You know, Leo is very, they can be domineering. They're not really submissive. They like to lead and take charge. They'll let you lead, but you've got to show and prove that you've got the best interest for everyone, right? Because remember I said they're very generous, but because they're the regal king and queen, and you see this a lot with Taurus rising, having that Leo in the 4th house, oh my gosh, it's like, it's real. It's a real thing. Where Leo is in your birth chart, it tells that story of your, you know, that sun energy, right? So the sun lights up everything, right? And it can kind of, it's a malefic, it can expose the house. So sometimes, depending more so on the house with Leo, first house, there's certain placements where you can see too much ego, too much arrogance and pride, and then what's conjuncting this Leo sun within 0 to 10 degrees. Now, let's get into these 3 decans. Oh, and Leos, they like jewelry. They like to collect things with color. Leos will always, I don't care what culture, ethnicity in, they look good in like a red, a yellow, an orange, a bright royal blue or green. They look good in bright colors, They love outside. They love to be at the beach, the sun. Winter can almost depress them a little bit, make them feel a little depressed because they want to be, that Leo time is like, March to like, end of August, September. That's Leo's time. They love all the sunshine in the spring and less clothing and being outside. They can be up 4 or 5 in the morning and go to bed like 11, 12 at night. They just burn the candle. And they have a constant, it's like the fountain of youth. They have constant energy. I find a lot of Leos, though, they need to drink a lot of water. And I said they're very messy. They can be messy, messing up their clothes, leaving stuff around. They can kind of hoard a little bit, but they, papers and this and that. And they're just, and I think it's because they're so busy with thinking of like something bigger. They've always got something going on in their head. And it's almost like if you look them in the eyes, it's like you can almost hear like a song playing when you look at a Leo. It's like kind of funny. Like they're like constantly like, they've got that energy. They really do. They are great with people, networking and friends. That opposite Leo 5th house, Aquarius 11th house. Their friends and their social groups and networks are extremely important to them. So that first decan, so we're talking about that, July 22nd to about August 1st, that Leo decan, oh my gosh, right? We're talking about like the Jennifer Lopez, like these Leos, they are very, they can amaze you with their creative fuel and energy. You know what I mean? And it's rare that you don't see them smile. And their smile is just like their eyes light up, their face, their cheekbones, their whole posture and body. Leos, rules the heart and also the back. And, they can have the women could have very attractive backs, like from the shoulder down to like the small of their back, chest area, like a Cancer, but like around the heart, chest, solar plexus. Leos can be very sensual, passionate, sexual, okay? This decan especially. Then when you get to the second decan, we're talking about from like the, 2nd to about the 11th or 12th. These Leos, this is the Leo Sagittarius. They could be a little bit more preachy, dogmatic. They want you to follow their lead, follow their way, their path. But they can be very, very much elusive when it comes to relationships. They can ghost you. They can be the ones that might cheat. They go on adventures. They like to date men and women of all different backgrounds and cultures. These are the ones that are always going on vacation. They gotta go explore. They gotta move. They gotta like bounce. They can be very extremely adventurous and they love nature, but they gotta talk and move. Right? They're moving with the iPad. They gotta go get something to eat. They're taking iPads to the fridge. They're taking iPads to the bathroom. They're on the stuff, it's like constant motion and movement. Okay, we're talking, this decan. And then that last decan, oh my gosh, I know it all too well. The 12th to about the 20th, okay? 11th to the 20th. You're talking about the Leo Aries decan. They are super accident prone, very messy. They can be immature too, because they are the Leo Aries decan. So they're like children, but they have this like childlike creativity. Their imaginations are off the charts, and they're very athletic and creative and adventurous. They're the pioneer maverick energy. It's Leo Aries, so it's like the sun's at home and it's exalted at the same time, right? Remember, it was the Leo Sag, right? Going from the 1st to the 11th. That's more, sometimes can be preachy, but that's more, in its planetary joy, the Sagittarius energy. When it's Leo Aries, oh my God, they are like, you know who I am? You ain't heard about me? And accident prone, very messy still, but they like to play fight. They like to spar and joust, right? Remember the ram? It's like they bang heads. They're like kind of like legally blind. Rams don't see that well, but they can be short and strong and sturdy. These guys, they can bounce back great from sickness and illness. But like I said, they can have these random accidents, like hurt their arm, hurt their leg, their feet, this and that, especially growing up, because they're very competitive, play a lot of sports, and they will fight. They can be verbally pretty quick, like just like, and the creativity from music to dancing to sports to rhyming to painting to decorating to clothes. I think the Leo decan is more stylish than the Leo Aries. Leo Sag is in between, just what I've seen and noticed. But this decan is they're a handful, and their energy is tenfold, never tired. Now, Leos don't like to talk about it, but yeah, they got some secrets, and they can try to manipulate things. And Leos can cheat. Very sexual, but they can cheat. And they will use sex almost as a weapon to pull you in if they want you. They'll make it very obvious, like, I'm here. Male or female, like, let's do it. What's up? You know what I mean? That's all the decans. Leos can be very flirty. And they can be very loyal, especially on the high vibration. They can be ride or die. And they have this like look, the brows and the men and the women. You see it more with Leo risings, but sometimes Leo sun signs, they've got cat-like features sometimes too, and very expressive faces. They don't even realize sometimes they'll roll their eyes and they don't even know that they roll their eyes because they're just so like, whatever, you know what I mean? It's comedy. They are funny, love to laugh, and sometimes they have these big boisterous laughs. You're like, oh my God, it's like the room could shake with their laughter. They make you feel this warm, you know what I mean? Like I know some people that have met Obama or Bill Clinton, and they're like, oh my God, their charisma, their swag, their presence. And they can be great orators. Some of the best public speakers can be Leos, they just come from their heart. Even if they aren't super intelligent, don't have the best vocabulary, they know how to like get a room, to follow their team, their lead, Leos, they're good with that. And they Leos, oh my God, I think about that. They can talk some smack and get to cussing, okay? They can talk some smack and get to cursing. Yes, Leo, I'm spilling the tea on y'all for real. But, just love them. they got big hearts and they love. Even when they're doing wrong and they're living wrong, somewhere in their heart, there's a purity where they want to do the right thing and they want to be good. And sometimes it takes them a while in life to mature, and depending on where the sun's at, to, get out of their own head. Remember, it's a fixed fire sign, so they're not introspective. So they're more extroverted, and they're stubborn, and they can be arrogant. But at the same time, you have like a Leo on your team, they're riding with you. And they just can bring a smile to your face. They're very curious, like a Gemini. They're curious like an Aries. They want to experience, all that life has to offer. And I find a lot of Leos love the water and the beach, the ocean, pool. They can swim all day, all night. And I got two good homeboys growing up that I played basketball with, Nelson Oliver and Mitchell Grimes. They just, they just were. Now, they could be Leos can be sore losers at times. They would get upset when they would lose because they're very competitive. But they just, you can't help but just love them because they're so dope. They're so charismatic. They're so much fun. They got a lot of swag. Think about Brady and Magic. They got the swag. But they also have this, you want to join their movement, right? Think about Madonna, Whitney Houston. You root for them. You are in their movie and you're like, go, achieve, get it. Because you just see that they're relentless. There's no quit in them. And I think everybody can admire and respect that, Right, Leo? So whether you're Leo Sag, or Leo Aries decan, I know Fat Joe and KRS on that last decan, Bill Clinton, Leos, they just have to explore. And they have to, like a child, touch the world, touch the people, just, you know what I mean? And so when you feel their warm touch, their embrace, you appreciate it. And you feel like, wow, I've been around a regal king or a regal queen, R.I.P. Whitney Houston, But yeah, Leo, I see you stunting, had to represent, because, my mom loved Troy Polamalu, and he reminds you of a Leo. He's actually an Aries. He's on that beginning of that cusp of power, but he had all that hair. My mom loved Troy Polamalu and Kobe Bryant. Those were her athletic crushes. And she liked Nelly, the rapper. So, all right, Leo. I got nothing but love for you. Hey, the Taylor twins of Leos. So I made Leos, so, But, and they can be criers. I've seen the women, oh my gosh, in relationships, they cry, and then they flip the switch, and then they can be all mean and evil. And, they learn life lessons from Virgos, and they teach life lessons to Cancers. So, I know some Leos that they have a Cancer sibling and, dated a Virgo, but also I find that Leos, they don't want to learn the life lessons from the Virgos, which is fascinating. I think over time they, are open to that, but just remember, Leos, you always need a good Virgo in your life to listen to, and you always need a Cancer to bestow some wisdom upon. And you're so generous, you can do that. So be on your highest vibration, Leo. Be kind. Be the authority. Whether you run for politics, get into entertainment, and don't be afraid to start your own business. You don't always have to work for somebody and big them up. You big yourself up because you're dope, Leo. You shine. You shine bright like a diamond. Get you some gold and silver too, Leos. Right? You are the regal king and queen, so rock with it. Oh, and I love outdoors, even the soil in the garden. when they're little kids playing in the sand and the beach and splashing and like, you know, and they're talkative, they're very talkative. But they burn the candle till they literally, they can fall asleep anywhere. Oh my God, Leos, and they can be wild sleepers, a lot of movement and kicking and oh gosh, yeah, I know. And for all you parents out there that have Leo children, you just have to understand they're gonna make a mess around the house. Accept it. Accept it. I'm trying to keep it real with you. All right. So hit me up and get the birth chart done. Leos, stay vibrating from the heart. Open up that heart chakra and stay humble. You gotta stay humble, Leo. Okay? Eric Taylor, Taylor to Astrology. God bless you, Leo. I know you. I feel you. I love you. And I'm here to guide you. Okay? Bye, Leo the Lion. Secrets of the Leo Sun Sign. And Leo, ladies, they'll do it anywhere. Oh, yeah. Leo guys, they think they can mac and pull any woman. Any woman. And dudes, don't leave your lady around some Leo guy. There's no loyalty around that when they want to conquer and mac on a lady. All right? I'm just being real. Eric Taylor, Taylor to Astrology. Bye, Leo. Kings and queens.